We're all the press.
My favorite one is mind your own business. The U.S. Constitution says I have a right to do so.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're being an idiot.
Well, that's your opinion, and you have the right to it. But apparently millions of other people disagree with you.
Hey, put your phone on and record. They're denying me service because I'm recording.
I really don't give a fuck. I'm really on my lunch break and I got shit to do.
Okay.
So I'd appreciate if you could wrap this shit up for me.
You're taking a late lunch. And the bathroom's that way.
Hey, Two Arms fam. Glad to see you back for some more great content we got coming your way. Went to the MINOT DMV today. Had some very interesting interactions there. Accidentally showed up at a time when another auditor was there. That was interesting. Had some good interactions, had some negative interactions. I don't want to say bad because, I mean, they're interactions that we're all going to learn from. I don't want to give away too much, though. Obviously, this is going to be a bit of a spicy one. A little more getting sideways. Nothing too terrible, but I'll let you be the judge of that. Stick around to the end. I'll talk a little bit more about some of the things that you might not have seen on camera that might have been happening a little bit off camera because, you know, the camera can't capture everything. And I'd love to hear your opinions, too, when we're all done with this. Let's talk at the end. Enjoy the content. Like, share, and subscribe as always. And let's see what happens.
Hi everyone, I'm your best friend, back in town again.
Hey, Two Arms fam, here we are at MINOT, North Dakota, DOT, driver's license. We're gonna go in here and see if they respect our rights to record in public and all of our other rights while we're in here. And it is about still around 0 degrees. It might be a little warmer. Maybe it's 2 or 3 degrees. So yeah, I've watched Life Below Zero, that show, and I'm like, well, yeah, that's kind of just a Tuesday in North Dakota in January or February. So but anyways, we're gonna go ahead in here and see what happens. And the same as over at the post office. There's Old Glory flying at half mast. Apparently that's going to be going on for 30 days. I'm kind of glad we asked that because I didn't know it, and I don't know about all of you guys, but you know, maybe you didn't know that either. You'll also notice that almost all the cars out here are idling because when it's floating around 0 degrees, you do not want to come back out to a cold car. Not that cold. So, if anybody wanted to know, driver's license hours, if you want to pause on that and check it out, by appointment only. Got to take a second and let my glasses defog for one. Anybody wants to pause on that and check it out, you're welcome to do so. Center anything with. You can definitely pause on that and check that out if you want to. Your license is in good standing. Maybe you could pause on that and actually do that from your phone. Kind of a small waiting room. If anybody think the lighting on that might be too much. Yeah, it might cause some issues, but we're going to give it a shot anyway. Maybe answer that question. ID May 7th, 2025. information if anybody wanted to get it, how to get your commercial
Is now
license or
serving
your
420.
motorcycle endorsement
Window
and
four.
regular non-commercial licensing.
Oh, there he is.
Pretty standard.
Hi.
Hi, how are
Are
you?
you an auditor too?
I don't know, should I admit it? I'm just kidding. Are you an auditor?
Informally. They told me to
Informally.
stop calling myself an auditor, that, I know one guy said to just say he's an investigator. To me, it's like all us U.S. citizens are legally press.
Yep.
They told me they're gonna have to stop business if I go in there with my camera, but I've already caught them in a lie several times. They told me that they weren't gonna change my driver's
If you go in
license
where?
if I go in with my camera on.
In here?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, this is a public space.
I know.
Well,
but
and
they don't care.
If you don't work for someone and you're just a citizen press, you could say I am, citizen press or an independent journalist.
That's what I've been doing.
Yeah, independent journalist, citizen press. We're all the
Yeah,
press.
boss. My favorite one is mind your own business. The U.S. Constitution says I have a right to do so.
Yeah, absolutely. You can record any of your interactions with anyone who is a public employee or public servant.
In theory, in practice, I've already gotten arrested twice. The procedure for finding out when and where the TGU skill board is to go into one of the school offices and find out.
So-
and they started screaming bloody murder at me. How many
So-
kids did you film? And at the time, it wasn't about the kids. I was filming the principal to find out what was going on and certain other things. And she closed the door, tried to close the school early, which was against the law. And they actually had to drop the initial charge that they arrested me for over at the Williston Job Service because they arrested me for trespassing on private property.
Oh,
And
okay.
I didn't believe the guy was a cop because he's trying to tell me that the job service is private property. I've been going to job service for 10 and a half years.
Right.
And I know.
And that is a public building, right?
Yeah, one red flag after another. I had a copy of the statutes in my hand. He didn't
Yeah.
care what the law said. He didn't
Is that
care
what you
the
have
law-
now?
Oh, no, this is
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to change my address. I had him on the phone and I turned it off and I had to make it into 2 recordings.
Right.
And now the guy that's running things is trying to say that they did it because, that they refused the license because I didn't have the right documentation. Well, I've got extra documentation this time around, just not the lease.
Okay.
I haven't got my number though, so.
Yeah.
Now serving 418. At window
Are you trying to get
2.
your driver's license renewed?
No.
Oh, 418, that's me. Not renewed, excuse me, I'm trying to get the address changed. What's my shared address?
Yeah, no, I'm just exercising my rights in public.
So, when did you start doing this?
I guess about 3 months ago.
Oh,
But
wow.
I've been interested in studying for, learning about it for about 3 years now, but actively started putting out content about 3 months ago.
Cool.
Yeah. And
So just public areas, or do you film police too?
they're definitely public servants, all the police are. And I do go to the police stations at times or sheriff's departments, or I travel a lot. So I go all over the place, going to any public building, basically any public entity, any government entity, and, exercise our rights in public as we can.
Don't go alone if you're gonna try to find out when the TGU school board is in Granville or Towner, because they get crazy over there. They've got some sort of Mosaic Lodge thing going, and some of the officials didn't want to be recorded. I found out why. Somebody who was able to look up the information about education in the state told me that the wife of the school board, who also runs the city stuff,
Right.
she basically told me a bald-faced lie about their reading scores. They are in between the 20th and the 40th percentile. It's just one thing after another, and instead they're threatening me. They're accusing me of basically having, I guess, sex with everybody I filmed, and it's like, no, I'm pretty sure I'm still a virgin if I film fully clothed people in public.
Right.
I mean, it was one insane thing after another.
Hi.
Hi,
How are you?
good. Can I help you?
Yes, I'm here to change the address on my driver's license.
Okay, why don't we come up to window 1, please?
Want to follow me, please?
Everyone else is gonna have to stop.
Oh, they're saying that everyone's going
Yeah,
to stop.
they're gonna have to turn us into the bad guys.
So
They did it
they're
to me
actually going to
years ago.
stop business for all the other people
Yeah, it's
here
like-
because of a camera?
Yeah, they're trying, everybody pull out your cameras if you want to keep going, because they can't, I mean, you don't have to stop it. If all of us have cameras, they can't make us leave.
Yeah.
Well, the idea is they're trying to stop us from recording in public. I caught her in a couple of bald-faced lies.
Not trying to stop you in public. You have no right of privacy in public. This is a public spot. It's private information, not here.
Which window am I supposed to be at?
Come on, listen. Get off your fucking stupid high horse and listen.
Really?
Yes, really.
Well, it is our constitutional right in any public
Yeah.
space.
But this isn't a public space. This is beyond.
Oh, yeah, it is. This is public. Where I'm standing is public.
Filming into a private space of my son's private information right here.
I'm standing in a public space. If they're putting your private information out in public,
You're fucking
then...
retarded. Shut the fuck up.
Oh, really? Okay.
You're doing something that doesn't even matter.
No, it
Get the
matters.
fuck out of here.
It matters very much. Our freedoms matter a lot.
One,
Yeah.
at window.
Our freedoms
My
matter a
friend
lot.
Right now, you fucking get out of this building.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No.
I'm standing in a public space too.
Right. I mean, eventually it becomes criminal if you touch me. You realize that, right?
Am I touching you?
You realize it also becomes harassment if you're following me around and getting in my
Standing
personal
by the
space.
pharmacy. There's plenty of seats. You can go sit down.
Well, I didn't enter your space, and I've taken steps back numerous times now to get out of your space. Okay, if I can put my hand out and touch you, you are within my personal space.
Touch me, then it's assault.
No, if I can put my hand out and make a turn. They teach children this, it's called bubbles. If you can put your hand straight out and turn around like this, that is your personal space and no one should be in it. There you go. So as long as you're not within my personal space, you're right, it's public, you can do whatever you want. Thanks for exercising your rights. We absolutely appreciate that. But are you attempting just to harass me for no reason? What's your point?
That's my Fifth Amendment right now. Right, that's not the same.
Well, I'm not a cop, you ain't gotta, I mean, you can if you want.
I know, right?
But you're continuously getting in my personal space, which is harassment and unlawful and also being recorded. You realize that, right?
Am I touching you? Am I threatening you?
Are you harassing me? Well, actually,
Why
you
are
did.
talking
You
to
did
me?
threaten me.
Why are you talking to me?
You did threaten me
Why are you talking to me?
because you're in my personal space and you're addressing
I
me.
want to talk to you.
Well, then go about your business.
I am. I'm standing here.
Okay.
Space.
I mean, I got all day.
Me too.
All right, so we're just gonna stand here and stare at each other. I mean,
I got free time too. I don't know wasted doing this stupid shit.
I'm doing work right now.
Work. This is a public auditor. I'm gonna go look at your camera. See if anyone
Really?
tells me to stop.
Okay, so you don't like our freedoms. You
You're a
don't like
moron.
freedom?
I like freedom, but you are an
Yeah.
idiot.
This is freedom.
You are an idiot.
And we are exercising our constitutional rights.
No, you're not. You're being an idiot.
Well, that's your opinion and you have the right to it. But apparently millions of other people disagree with you.
Shut up, shit. Oh, no, I got a Bible thumper over there too.
Okay.
A few moments later.
Hey, when you get done with that, I was just on the phone with the director of the North Dakota DMV, and he's telling me that they made no allowances for people that have undercover cameras. You can put a camera on anything from a pen to stuff like the glasses you're wearing, and somebody who's up to no good who would genuinely be trying to take social security numbers or other identifying information, all they have to do is just make it, just have an undercover camera, just like any press person's had since the 1980s, and bring that thing up around and they've got that information.
True.
They don't have any allowances for that. And you see how they're chasing everybody out when we're openly filming. So there's not protection for that type of thing. And you see how every monitor in this place is pointed away from you and me. All we have to do is turn this stuff over. The way the court rulings are, if there's not a reason why, if they have private information, it's their job to protect it. And we've got the cubicle and dividers right here.
And are you wanting to keep the real ID or take the real ID off? And are you wanting to keep the real ID or take the real ID off?
I definitely don't want the real ID. I never should have got it in the first place.
Okay, so we can take that off. And then I will just need $3 for
I
that.
thought California was bad.
Do you need it in cash or can I use card or do I have to run out?
People
to
here
the
are-
Just moved you
Um,
from California.
using card, there's no-
I don't know, man. I guess I didn't need.
And they're arguing about nothing.
And you want a copy of your receipt?
Yes, ma'am. I can't believe God provided for me this well.
Yeah, I might be late going back to work. Cause I don't know, there's
And it
auditors
should
in
just
here.
use your
arguing
picture
and
on
shit.
file, so I will get that printed off with the new address here for you. You wanna just have a chair, we'll call your name and just move it, okay?
Okay. And, how much does it cost again to get a new picture?
I think we should.
Okay. Let me see about that later, but,
I don't think they have a restroom here now.
would it cost $8 now in addition to the fee that I've already paid?
No, it would just be 8 total.
Rats.
Did you want a new photo? I think that
No.
was a good photo.
I think it is for right now too. I've looked fresher.
I think that's a good photo. I would keep it.
Yeah, well, when I go down to just one chin, I'll want to change it.
Is this at least going on TikTok or something?
Okay, just take
Do
the
TikTok, man.
Typically disseminated on multiple
You're very
forms of social
photogenic.
media.
Okay, thank you.
Is that a rhinoceros on your neck?
But also depending on the situation, sometimes I can actually sell this
Oh,
content
wow.
to like other news
You know, they
sources.
symbolize
NBC,
strength and
ABC.
other things.
Depending on the content you have as an independent journalist, it can get sold to mainstream media as
Of
well.
course, I guess it's a Republican state, so
Shit,
that
you
might
never
be.
know. ESPN might give you your big break.
No, I've never dealt with ESPN.
Or CNN.
Be cool to catch a sporting event though.
Yeah, but
If you had your camera out at the right moment in the middle of a football game, you might get something you could sell to ESPN for sure.
You
Or if
want
you
me to
have
wait
it,
in
you
the
know,
waiting
middle of
room,
the
or
DMV, fuck it.
you gonna?
That's fine, yep. I'll call your name. It literally takes just a minute. It's already printed.
Okay. My pseudonym online is Jane Fair, and I try to keep myself off of it because, number one, they accuse me of doing this for wanting attention.
Yeah.
Sorry, my pseudonym online is Jane Fair, and I try to keep my face and image off of it because they accuse me all the time of just doing this because I want attention. Or they think that I'm some kind of megalomaniac. They don't take into account the times that I have seen law enforcement beat up a man, 8 of them to one man. Or the time I'd come on them and there'd be a man bleeding, and the time I saw the case of the car thieves, and there were people, and they're all upset because the police had police caught the thieves, and the thieves had done stuff like take the child's car seat, dump it out, all this other nasty stuff. They're rightfully angry, and they're trying to tell the cops to beat up these car thieves. That was just so wrong. I mean, we shouldn't be, if we have all these special laws because law enforcement has to follow them and all the rest of it, they need to. We citizens need to hold them accountable. I prayed and prayed and fasted for the longest time, and this is what God told me He wanted me to do.
Alyssa, there you are. Make sure the address is correct. If it is, you're good to go.
I'm dyslexic, this is gonna be a scream for me. Let's make sure.
That shit so fucked. I wouldn't even be here today, but I forgot my birth certificate, so I had to get it mailed all the way from California. It gotta be an original, can't be a copy, so I had to go to Lancaster and get one for Los Angeles. Now I'm in here getting lunch. Wait a minute. But this is really
Thank
fun.
you, ma'am.
Yep, you have a good day now.
You too, thank you. And will you wait on the other people now?
Yeah, once you guys are done, then we will.
So you're gonna stop all operations as long as we're filming, even if we're way out there in the waiting room?
We have to.
That's not
Who
true.
says you have to? By whose decision? Under what authority are you doing this? Is it under DOT policy? Is it a superior
It
that
was
gave
my
you?
guidance from our central office.
Okay. So he was lying to me, it was his decision. And I talked to him on the phone twice.
Well, no, I mean, he wasn't lying to you,
Closed
I
today.
just, he had advised me that you were coming in today and just to assist you, and that's what we did.
Yeah, well, the one they tried to tell me was that they didn't have the correct documentation
So the
last
reason
time.
it hasn't
I stopped
progressed any
recording and
further
shut it
is because
down on
she's
the
still
phone. They
talking.
said the documentation was satisfactory. They were refusing to allow me to review it according to the law because
Should've
I
been
was
everybody else
using
with
my
this
phone.
bullshit on my lunch
I
break.
did need to ask because I'm distracted. Is this a real ID or is this the regular one? I know
That's
it's
the
a
regular
gold
one.
star.
We took it off for you, like you requested. Yep, that's all off.
Okay,
So,
thank
yep,
you.
that's just the regular license.
Hey, put your phone on and record. They're denying me service because I'm recording.
I really
You're
don't give a
recording.
fuck. I'm really on my lunch break and I got shit to do. So
Okay.
I'd appreciate if you could wrap this shit up for me.
You're taking a late lunch. And the bathroom's that way.
Ooh. Tell me to record. Fuck, dude. This shit should not take longer than Cali, bro. 1,500 fucking people in the lobby. Why didn't moves faster than this shit?
Well, it was worse the last time.
I hope your poor TikTok audience enjoys this.
I've never posted on TikTok.
Then what's the point?
Well, there's other social media platforms.
All your Facebook fans, your fucking whatever LinkedIn fans, I hope they enjoy it. But me, I just got shit to do. I came here.
I know.
I took time out of my day to come here, not for you guys to fuck around and try to bully your way into a lawsuit. I just need to get the fuck out of here.
Well, I've never seen
My girlfriend's
anybody-
waiting outside. Like, nobody got all day for this bullshit or your cameras. So please, just leave it and don't ever ask me to record again.
Okay. Well, yeah, I've seen police beat downs with more colors than black.
You want to talk about police? Where I'm from, police don't even care about any crime you're doing as long as you don't have a gun, a license, or a warrant. So imagine growing up in a neighborhood like that. So I don't think you know anything about police or dealing with police, especially as a person of color. So please.
No,
like-
I knew it as a person with a disability. I was regarded as less than human and nobody listened to me.
Less than human. The irony.
The camera backs up
The
when I
irony.
count.
Regarded as less than human. You know, there was a time when black people weren't even 3/5 of a human.
There was a time when women weren't allowed to vote either.
Eh.
The biggest mistake everybody made was not staying united. Seriously, look it up, both abolitionists
Well,
and
look, you're
feminists.
giving them a hard time. These are just regular people. They're just doing their job. They're not federal
No.
agents. They aren't federal people. They just work for a
Actually,
federal.
I talked to the state, the
office.
guy that's over the, everything statewide, and he's trying to tell me that it had to do with federal, but I told him to look up the court law and the case law, and he backpedaled. He's telling me he can't tell where, but apparently he directed them to refuse to wait on anybody while we were recording.
I just started recording this one. I'm just trying to get, I really don't care. Write anybody's stories. Hear that shit every day.
I'm out of work right now, so I can come with you first thing in the morning.
Fuck, I got shit to do, you know what I mean? Like, can't sit here all day.
Do you want to
Are you
go ahead and
late
stop
for
so
my
we'll
lunch?
wait on them, or you want to keep going? It's your right.
I'm just silently filming from where I'm at.
Okay. Well,
I am peacefully and silently exercising my rights, and that is my only goal.
So they're not taking nobody?
no, they did take
Not until these people leave. They're not taking it.
Oh, man.
Well, and I'm not sure exactly why they would stop doing business over there for someone standing over here.
yeah.
I don't know how to,
So we can go.
Well, what the excuse is
Because
that
they
she
cleaned up
held up,
445, so you
she
still
held
got
up
1,
a
2,
piece of
3,
paper
4,
with my
5,
social
6,
security
7,
number on it.
7 people in here.
And like I said,
You're really gonna kill me.
anybody can have an undercover camera that can spot the same
Actually,
thing.
those employees
No, you
are the
are.
ones doing
You are.
it.
All you have to do is leave.
If you want to come back in after the appointments are done or whatever, dude, please. But you're literally holding up everybody else, wasting their time, wasting my money.
That's their choice.
That's their
That
choice,
is
but it's
your choice,
but you're making it
because
our
you
you're making
have
it our
business here.
problem.
I'm not choosing
I just
for
drove
them
2 hours to
stop.
come here, so
So did I.
I'm just here.
So
Yeah, you
did I.
drove 2 hours to fake a job instead of fucking going out there and working and coming in here on some normal human citizen fucking bullshit.
If
what
that's
we're
your-
all here for.
if
We're
that's
here-
your opinion.
We're here for legal reasons for us. We're not
Right.
here
I was here
to
for
audit
legal
or to
reasons too.
post on social media.
Ah.
You shouldn't even be looking in a government place to be posting on social media. Who
Yes,
He has the right to that
who even
opinion.
brings a camera into a federal building? Like only you guys.
You as
So
citizens.
please, like you're the reason that none of us can get served right now because you want to go up there with your real
No,
ID.
that
Oh,
wasn't
my
my
ID.
decision.
I want to get served my real ID, but then nobody else can get their IDs. Like I need a North Dakota ID too. That's the reason I'm fucking here. So please, if you guys could wrap this shit up so I can go back to
They
work.
We're not
stopped serving
together.
people when they
It-
when they
it's
had
both of you, though.
sit-ins back
It-
in.
honestly.
No, actually, I had nothing to
When
do
they
with it.
decertified
They're saying that they can't
They
serve
stopped
anybody
serving.
because you guys have cameras in the building.
They
And-
tried that game before with the civil rights people. This is old history.
Ma'am, since you've been assisted, would you mind, taking off so we can assist the rest of the citizens, please?
Well, I think that you're trying to give this guy all kinds of trouble. You're trying to refuse to take him even though we're clearly not in the area.
Yeah, that area is over there. You can
have.
absolutely continue to do your job and you don't need to worry about us out here in the lobby.
This.
We're not over there trying to
I
get
didn't want to
anybody's
be recorded. I don't
information.
like being on camera, period.
Yeah, that's
So,
your
I
choice
mean,
to stop
you're
doing
gonna
your
do
job,
that.
ma'am. You can
It's public.
continue to do your
Well, that's what
job.
I'm saying. Like, maybe
Just do your
Move
job.
that camera away from where it's
What, pointed
able
at the
to be
door
turned
outside?
Toward the windows. We can't have any cameras that, like you walking around.
I'm not anywhere near
Pointed
there.
At the window, since Cameron's field of view is pointed straight this
Well,
way.
I'm just-
Yeah.
At the waiting room.
I'm letting you know if any cameras come.
I'm not
pointed or
anywhere
come
near
back
where you're
there,
doing
then
business.
There will be repercussions to that.
What will those repercussions be, ma'am?
Well, we can't have filming.
So you're gonna aggravate the community with not doing your job because someone's peacefully exercising their constitutional rights.
Fucking losers, dog. Like, fuck. It's hot now.
Don't talk to me. Don't film me.
It's funny how government employees actually incite issues.
I thought this would only be a Cali thing. I didn't think like people even give a fuck about this shit.
You
Okay.
didn't- I thought so.
If you call
What part
police,
of
they can make them leave
California?
anyway because it's public. I'm from Los Angeles.
Right.
Oh, wow. so
Well,
you
in
need
real
those.
time, we're watching a government entity
Yeah, I know.
divide us as people. We're supposed to be we the people together.
I understand that. I'm just saying that. I mean, if you
I'm on this guy's
side, but I got shit to do.
And a government entity is now dividing us.
Period.
Thank God.
Now serving 420 at window 1.
Oh, no, my ticket's at fucking cook. I think I was 409 though.
And me personally, I'm usually on the walls, looking at stuff around, and I don't usually aim my camera even towards somebody
Well, it
unless
doesn't seem like you've been a problem.
they're speaking to me.
Now
And if you're
serving
speaking to me, then of course I'm gonna
419
record what's being said and
at
interact it
window
between us,
3.
but
Now serving 600.
I didn't go in there.
At
I
window
understand. I understand
you
that.
know.
I'm just saying that. I mean, you have the right to record in public.
Right.
I mean,
And that's all I'm
I'm
doing.
sorry about it. I
no,
know
that's
that's
fine.
not
I mean, I
convenient
understand.
for
I
you.
mean,
But I heard some of the conversation over there with this young lady. I don't know her. We've never met
Oh, yeah.
before and we're not together.
Yeah.
But part of the conversation she
Now
had in there is they
serving
knew she was
600
coming. Somehow someone had
at
gave
window
them
6.
instructions to shut down business for everybody
Oh.
else because she's recording.
I got you.
And I'm like, and I was listening to that conversation and wondering, why would you do that?
Yeah.
He's trying to do it to turn them against me. This is a military town. Everybody basically worships
Well,
the government and their authority. They
Now
think it's a really
serving
bad thing.
600.
No, I absolutely respect
At
our
window
troops,
6.
for sure.
I've had different experiences. My father was a Vietnam era veteran. He served in the U.S. Navy.
Now serving 608 at window 6. Now serving 132 at window 6.
Yeah, it
Over
is.
that guy, where did he drive 2 hours from?
I mean, I have no idea. You could be 2 hours in any direction from Minot.
True.
I know Williston's about 2 hours away.
Yeah, but they've got their own DMV, so does Bismarck, Grand Forks. He might be.
Who knows?
Would Devil's Lake have their own?
I drove 2 hours to be here too. So,
Which way?
and I'm doing my work.
Which way, Montana?
I came from Williston.
Oh, cool.
So,
So you were there when technically you weren't there, but you lived in Williston when I audited the job service.
Really?
oh, no,
$8?
I haven't seen your content, but now that you've said it on
Okay, I
my
have $8
cameras,
in the car.
I'll look up your content and I'll check it out.
Yeah, I'm on YouTube, by the way.
Yeah.
I tried to go on Rumble, but it's giving me all kinds of grief. 10 different ways to Tuesday.
Mm.
Yeah. Do you know of anybody that does any civil rights law? Because they had to drop the charges against me for trespassing.
Yeah, I was going to say, you said, do you mind if I record this conversation? I mean, because this is a personal conversation,
Well,
just so you know I'm
so
recording.
careful. It's a public one though, so you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
record it.
So I was just going to ask you, you said that you had been arrested a couple times. Did the charges get dropped?
Well, the initial one for trespassing, but because that guy was throwing up so many red flags and he didn't have an actual badge, just a pink stitched on one, and it was October 2nd. I didn't know about the breast cancer awareness patches, and I'm not from Williston, so I don't know what the police's arm patch is supposed to look like. But when I realized he didn't know what the law was and he thought job service was private property, I'm like, who are you again? And he starts reciting the same 4 digits, and I'm like, and I'm thinking, back when I got my nationwide forklift certification, they told me to fill in for a license number, the last 4 of my social, because they didn't give license numbers at Delta. And I thought any fool can cough up 4 numbers. It could be his locker combination.
Yeah.
And so I started asking for a I'm like, hold on a minute here. And he starts trying to grab me, and I'm like, I didn't give you permission to touch me. And I'm trying to ask about a superior. He just starts assaulting me.
Would you like to promote your YouTube channel to my audience?
I'm not the best YouTuber. My name's Jane Fair, and I do this not because I wanted to be a celebrity, but because...
Is your channel called Jane Fair?
Yes.
How do you spell that?
JANEFAIR.
Okay,
I changed
so
it
like
over.
it sounds.
Yeah, the other reason is I'm scared of employment discrimination, which is rampant here too.
Right.
Like, if you don't, quote unquote, totally appreciate the military and what they do, or anything else that they're promoting as far as law and order and civic stuff, then, yeah, this is terrible as far as my camera angles, then you're supposed to be a bad person. And I knew nothing about the Mosaic Lodge. I didn't care. My dad was in the Navy, but I'm not sure if I have time to discuss what happened. Just
Well,
that the
they're going to be closing here shortly, so.
Yeah,
I
no,
mean,
they're
we
actually
obviously-
supposed to have
Time,
closed at
place, and manner.
4:45.
Yeah, time, place, and manner. You can't, be in a
Yeah.
closed building. And they normally
They
close at
close at
4:45,
4:40.
but obviously they're still serving people, and that's why they're open a little bit later.
Yeah.
But that was the public employees or public servants' choice here today to stop serving people. And
Yes.
that was definitely their wrong. They should not have stopped serving people just because there's a camera. There are cameras in this building that any member of the public can put in a FOIA request and get that video of anyone in this
Well, they've been
place.
giving me trouble. They want to charge me over $400 for the camera of my arrest. And what I told the arresting officer,
Like body cam?
Body cam footage, yes.
400?
Yes, over $450, and
Yeah.
they're refusing to give me the stuff for the jail.
Yeah, no, the
My
law
arms
says
were
they
covered
can't
in
charge you
bruises.
more than what it costs for the materials. There's
Well,
laws
they've got,
to protect
yeah,
you
no,
from
they've
that.
got. I can show you the online bill if you want to.
Yeah.
If you don't mind, if I can, I'll try to keep. I know I want you to keep my information private, and
Yeah.
I mean, if
I would
you don't
never
mind exchanging
publicize someone's
information-
personal information, anyone's. I've never have, and I never would publicize anyone's personal information. As what we do out here, we're exercising rights. That's all we're doing. We're not ever trying to do anything criminal or trying to gather anybody's personal information in any way.
I was just gonna say, if we could get together, I wouldn't mind showing you what I've got, and I can show you what, you can show me what you know as far as it goes, because that's what they're trying to do, is they're trying to price it out of my reach as far as it goes for obtaining the body camera footage, and and they won't give me the court records either, because they held me for more than 9 days anyway. They were trying to jack up my bail, and basically what they're trying to tell me is that they're charging me solely with resisting arrest on a Williston ordinance, because the state statutes say that it's a defense against resisting arrest if you weren't breaking any laws. And they had to drop the initial charges because somebody provided me the information, the case law that I needed to, explain that I had the legal right to do that.
Okay.
And it's like I said, job service is a public place. I've been going to it for more than 10 and a half years. The 11th year anniversary sort of happened November, but the end of November, December.
Now serving 133 at window 1.
I need to do my outro real quick before we get done here, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I need to pipe down.
No, that's okay. I enjoy the conversation. I always enjoy a good
The
conversation.
thing that upset me the most is they wouldn't let me keep my phone with me. I thought if this guy was the next Ted Bundy, I wanted my sister at least to have the closure of finding my remains.
Yeah,
It was in a strange
I'm gonna.
city. I don't know who the hell he was.
Right. Well, actually, I can do my outro out there when I'm done. I don't.
Any fool can
But-
get a police uniform or a facsimile of one enough to fool a stranger.
It is now
Yeah.
4:51, and they did technically close at 4:45, folks. So we're going to go ahead and vacate the premises and get our outro out at the car. Appreciate everybody's time. So, Two Arms fam, another day of great content gathering, and apparently the DMV here in Minot intentionally weaponized their ability to stop serving others for this other lady, knowing that she was coming. They had an encounter with her before, and they tried to violate her rights by not allowing her to record it here at all. But once they realized they couldn't violate her rights that way, they decided to use their authority to shut down business for others, to create that divide in we the people. We the people need to learn our rights and learn that our freedoms are more valuable than anything else, and we need to start supporting one another in earning our freedoms and maintaining our freedoms and taking our rights back from these government entities. So, as usual, it's about, it's about 0 degrees. The sun's going down, so I'm pretty sure it's going into the negatives at this point, so I'm going to go ahead and cut it off. And thanks for coming along for the ride, and as usual, Two Arms fam, stay safe out there. Hey, Two Arms fam, glad to see you stuck around to the end. It was a great day. A lot of fire starting from the employees, I know. I did tell you I was going to talk a little bit about what you didn't see off camera. When I had the camera pointed at Jane when she was at the window getting her service, and remember, she asked me to record her transaction, and she was recording it as well. That's why I recorded it specifically when she was at the window. But while I had my camera aimed at her in the lobby, you could hear some in the background, and if you go back and like turn the volume up real high, you might catch some of it. But there were several people just sort of winding each other up and making very crude, mean, vile even, and just very, very mean comments about Jane and what she was doing. I believe they kind of started lumping me in with her, and I think somebody thought I was with her at some point, which is understandable. They don't know any better, and we both got cameras. But of course, I never met Jane before in my life. I never laid eyes on her, but I was glad I was there, because maybe we, as Two Arms fam and on our platform, we're going to help her further her ability to push back at these government entities attacking her and trying to weaponize their positions to violate her rights, which in turn is our rights. It's not just her rights, not just my rights. It's everybody's rights. Yours, mine. Every single one of us. That's why we're here for education, not instigation. Now, one gentleman said something. I didn't catch the whole thing. There's something about yeeting me out of the building. I was like, yeah, okay. Anyways, ended up having to teach him like a little child what bubbles are. I think we've all heard of it. Personal space, buddy. Let's just keep it calm and keep it cool, man. It's not worth going to jail over. Anyways, let's hope we never have to see what would actually happen if he did do that. I'm glad he didn't. I'm glad he made a different choice. But great content, great opportunity to maybe call North Dakota DOT, North Dakota DOT licensing. I will try if I can to put up maybe some phone numbers for people that you can call and email involved in North Dakota NDDOT, NDDOT. And maybe we can redress our government about the fact that they are weaponizing their position against us. They are using their position of service to the public to weaponize it against our civil rights, our constitutional rights, however you want to say it, natural rights, civil rights, it's all the same thing. Maybe we need to redress our government here politely, okay, respectfully. I never condone anyone threatening anyone or anything like that, but respectfully, lawfully, we need to redress our government and tell them they cannot use their hired positions of service that we, the people, have afforded them to weaponize against us to try and divide us. This is what we need to stop in our government, folks. Great opportunity to redress our government. Anyways, hope you enjoyed the content. Oh, yeah, that's right. I was wanting to tell you about the things that were off camera. And I told you about one where they were kind of off camera when I was on her. They were, kind of winding each other up in the lobby. But there was another good one when I was facing toward the doors right after the employee came out. And I spoke to her for a moment. You can hear me talking to someone else. This gentleman was to my right. And unfortunately, off camera, I wish I would have turned it. And I'm sorry I didn't. I'll try and correct that next time. But he was sort of supportive. He wasn't an auditor or anything but he seemed to be interested in what we were talking about, what we were doing, and supportive that this is we the people's rights. And I had a few exchanges with him there that, man, I wish I would have turned the camera. And again, I'm sorry, folks. You guys are my Two Arms fam and my audience, and I'm sorry that I didn't turn that camera, and I will do better. Anyways, look forward to seeing you in the comments. I want to see what everybody has to say. Let me know what I could have done better, worse, changed, did, not did. I love constructive criticism. We're still in our infancy on this channel, so, we're learning. And even if I do this for 20 years, I still want to keep learning, and I want constructive criticism. That's a great thing to have so that I can improve, we can improve. Let's learn together. Education, not instigation. You'll hear me say it 1,000 times. Anyways, as usual, you guys have a great day. Like, share, and subscribe, and stay safe out there, folks.